We will discuss about the unit 2 of the first chapter, that is matter. The second unit is change of state in matter using kinetic theory. Okay, so what is actually change of state? The change of state means the change of the change from one physical state to another physical state. Okay, so if we that means when a substance changes from one physical state to another physical state, then it is called change of state. And in this case, heat energy is either absorbed or given out, is not it? So we can say that change of state is actually when heat energy is absorbed or given out by a substance in addition to rise or fall in temperature or change in dimension of substances, its state also may also change. Okay, so we all know that solid changes into liquid, liquid changes into vapor, is not it? So these are actually the change of state, is not it? So when ice is heated, we know that it changes into liquid state, and when the liquid is also heated, then what will happen? Then water changes into steam, is not it? So ultimately by absorption of heat, solid changes into liquid and liquid changes into gas. Okay. Now we will discuss about the second topic, that means change of state from solid to liquid on the basis of kinetic theory. So we all know that when a solid is heated, then what will happen? The molecules of the solid will absorb the heat energy, is not it? And then what will happen? Then the kinetic energy of the molecules will ultimately increase, because why? Because the molecules are heated. So in this case, the kinetic energy of the molecules will increase, and due to the increase of kinetic energy, what will happen? Due to the increase in kinetic energy, the vibration of the molecules also increases, is not it? And if we continue this process, so then what will happen? Then the kinetic energy of the molecule will become more than the kinetic energy intermolecular force. Okay, so for this reason, intermolecular space also increases and intermolecular force will become weaker, is not it? And if we continue this process, what will happen? The kinetic energy will become more than the intermolecular force. Okay, in this stage, what will happen? The molecules will change their, that means molecules will start interchanging their position, and we know that when the molecules will start interchanging their position, then it is actually the property of liquid, is not it? The molecules of the liquid interchanges their position, we know that. So thus the solids can be converted into liquid, is not it? And this change in state from solid to liquid is called melting, and the temperature at which this happens is called melting point. Okay. Now we will discuss about change of state from liquid to gas on the basis of kinetic theory. Same thing, we know that when liquid is heated, what will happen? The molecules will absorb the energy, that means heat energy, and the kinetic energy will also increase. And due to this, what will happen? Due to this, the velocity of the molecules will increase, is not it? And the intermolecular space will increase, and the intermolecular force will become weaker, is not it? And if we continue this process, what will happen? The kinetic energy will become more than the intermolecular force, is not it? And in this situation, what will happen? The molecules will leave the liquid, and in this state, the liquid will change into gaseous state at a particular temperature. So the change from liquid to gas is known as boiling, and the temperature at which this happens is called boiling point. Okay. So now we will discuss about natural consequences of the high specific latent heat of ice and steam. So what is latent heat? The heat required to convert a solid into a liquid or vapor, okay, or liquid into vapor without change of temperature is called the latent heat. Okay, so that means it is the quantity of heat absorbed or released by a substance undergoing a change of state, such as ice changes to liquid or water changes to ice, is not it? And the specific latent heat of fusion of ice is 0.336 megajoule per kg. Okay. What is actually specific latent heat of fusion of ice? It is the amount of heat energy required to change 1 kg of ice at 0 degree centigrade into water at 0 degree centigrade is called specific latent heat of fusion of ice, and the value of it is equals to 0.336 megajoule per kg. Always remember that. Okay. And if we give the definition like that, the amount of heat energy required to change 1 gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade into water at 0 degree centigrade, then it is called specific latent heat of energy. In this case, the value will be for 1 gram, so the value will be 336 joule per gram. Okay. And what is the value of specific latent heat vaporization of heat stem? It is the amount of heat energy required to change 1 kilogram of water into 100 degree centigrade into stem at 100 degree centigrade is called specific latent heat of evaporation. That means the change from liquid state to gaseous state here, is not it? So the value of it is 2260 into 10 to the power 3 joule per kg, or in gram we can say that it is 2260 joule per gram. Okay. So the natural consequences of the high specific latent heat of ice and steam. So we know that the specific latent heat of ice, okay, is very much high, is not it? So the natural consequences of high specific latent heat of ice, number one is soft drink bottles cool better in ice than water at 0 degree centigrade. Why? We know that the ice has high specific latent heat, is not it? So if we keep the soft drink bottle to cool in ice, then what will happen? The ice will extract out more heat from the surrounding than the water, because the specific heat, that means the specific latent heat of ice is higher. We know that. So it is so we can say that the soft drinks bottles will cool better in ice, is not it? And here it is given that it is because every gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade extracts out 336 joule of heat energy. We know that the value of specific latent heat of ice is 336 joule per gram. So 1 gram of ice will extract out 336 joule heat at 0 degree centigrade, and which is more than the water. So ultimately it will cool better than the water, is not it? Because it is extracting out more heat from the surrounding. And the second one is weather becomes warm during snowfall. Why? So snowfall means ultimately the water freezes, is not it? So we know that when the water will freeze at 0 degree centigrade, then what will happen? It will release heat, is not it? So and we know that according to the specific latent heat, we can say that every gram of water at 0 degree centigrade will release 336 joule of heat energy, is not it? So ultimately heat energy is released in the surrounding, is not it? So that what will happen? As the heat energy is released in the surrounding, so ultimately the weather will become warm, is not it? But when snow starts melting, then what will happen? Weather becomes very cold. Why? Because during the procedure of melting of ice, what will happen? The ice will absorb heat from the surrounding. So we know that the specific latent heat of ice at 0 degree centigrade is 336 joule, is not it? So every gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade will absorb 336 joule of energy from the surrounding, is not it? So the surrounding will become very cold. And the fifth one is icebergs sometimes reach equatorial regions in the area, in the sea. So ice has the highest specific latent heat capacity of 336 joule per gram, we know that. And thus when a large size glacier is picked up by the ocean currents, then what will happen? It will melt slowly. Why? Because huge amount of heat energy is required to melt it. We know that. it will absorb huge amount of heat energy, then it will melt, is not it? In such a way, in such a situation, what will happen? Some big icebergs manage to reach equatorial regions. Okay. Natural consequences of the high specific latent heat of vaporization stem. So the second consequence is burns caused by the stem are more severe than the burns caused by boiling hot water. So we know that the stem has high specific latent heat, which is 2260 joule per gram, is not it? So every gram of steam at 0 degree centigrade will give more heat energy than the water at 100 degree centigrade, is not it? And the amount of heat is actually 2260 joule. Okay, so this excess heat energy of steam is the cause of severe burns on the skin. Okay, so now what is change of state? The process due to which a substance changes from one physical state to another physical state with the absorption or release of heat energy is known as change of state. We know that, we have already discussed it, is not it? Now what is fusion or melting? We know that melting means the change of solid state into liquid state, is not it? So the process due to which a solid changes into liquid state at some fixed temperature by absorption of heat. We know that the solid will absorb heat energy, then it will convert into liquid, is not it? So we can say that the process due to which a solid changes into liquid state at some fixed temperature by the absorption of heat energy, okay, is known as melting or fusion. And the temperature in which this process occurs, that means the temperature in which the solid changes into liquid, it is called melting point, is not it? Now the second point is fusion point or melting point. So the fixed temperature at which a solid changes into liquid due to the process of fusion is known as fusion point or melting point, is not it? So fourth one is freezing or solidification. So solidification is the change of liquid state into solid state actually. So the process due to which a liquid changes into solid state at some fixed temperature with the release of heat energy is known as solidification. We know that what will happen when the liquid changes into solid, then what will happen? It will release heat energy, is not it? So the freezing is the process due to which solid changes into liquid changes into solid at some fixed temperature with the release of heat energy. Okay, so one process is water. If water releases heat, then it will become ice. Now freezing point, the temperature in which the solid changes into liquid, it is the freezing point, is not it? So now the sixth one is vaporization or boiling. So vaporization means ultimately the formation of vapor actually, that means ultimately the formation of gas. So the process due to which liquid changes into gas, it is called vaporization. So the process due to which a liquid changes into gaseous state at some fixed temperature with the absorption of heat energy is known as vaporization. We know that the change of liquid into gas requires heat energy. That means, when the liquid changes into gaseous state, then it will absorb heat energy, is not it? So it is actually the process of vaporization. Now what is boiling point? So the fixed temperature at which a liquid state changes into gaseous state, it is the boiling point. Now the seventh one is condensation. So in case of condensation, what will happen? In case of condensation, a gas changes into liquid. So we know that when gas changes into liquid, so what will happen? Then it will release heat energy, is not it? So when gas will release heat energy, then it will become liquid. So the process due to which a gas changes into liquid state at some fixed temperature with the release of heat energy is known as condensation. And the fixed temperature in which this occurs, this is called the condensation point. We know that. And the 10th one is evaporation. Number 10, evaporation. Evaporation is the actually process of change of liquid state into vapor state. Okay. So the change of liquid state into vapor state at any temperature below its boiling point is called evaporation. So we know that water vapor are always present in air in variable amounts due to the process of evaporation. Okay. Another one is sublimation. What is sublimation? So in this process, the solid state directly changes into gaseous state. Okay. So the process due to which a solid directly changes into gaseous state on heating and the gaseous state directly changes into solid state on cooling is known as sublimation. Okay. So some solid substances like naphthalene, ammonium chloride, if we heat them, if we give heat to them, so then what will happen? Then they do not change into liquid state, they will directly change into gaseous state. So this process is actually sublimation, and the solid state of the substance in such cases is known as sublimate, and the gaseous state is known as sublime. And another one is deposition. What is the deposition? So change of gaseous state into directly solid state actually is known as deposition. Okay. So you need to read it thoroughly and carefully. Okay.